Okay, great. Okay, guys, so this is called Creating a Stronger Brand Identity for Your Travel Business in 2025. Um, One of the things that I do on a daily for brands is help them to kind of create an identity for themselves, especially within the market. So, market share is always a thing in different industries, right? Restaurants, different brands. In your guys' case, it's travel, right? So, in addition to other travel advisors and humans that are doing it, you have AI now doing it. You have all these bots. So, for like people that are your friends and family, how do you help them to identify who you are and how do you stand out a little bit better? That's kind of like my lane. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Should be about 30 minutes. At the end of it, I will give you guys like a little homework assignment, and I'll also send you a link to be able to book a 30-minute call with me, just in case you guys need it. So today we're going to do an introduction. To me, if you got for who don't know. And then we're going to go into what's a brand identity, why is a brand identity important, the elements that make up a brand identity, and getting help with your brand identity. All right. So, as many of you guys know me, I'm Samantha's husband, right? But my role at Just Adventures is head of marketing, right? We have different divisions in Just Adventures. We have the travel booking arm, which is Just Adventures. We have the host agency, which you guys are all a part of. And we have Forever in the Day Coordination, which is one of our newer ones, which is more of a localized business. And we're going to also kind of connect it to the destination weddings. Um, so a little bit about me. I have 13 years plus experience in marketing, communications, and film production. On a day-to-day, I create content and help drive increase awareness and engagement with clients, right? So I also work with a financial advisory firm. So one of my things is we have 250 clients. So I also connect with them, um, make them brand cheerleaders for us, essentially refer other people that need the services. And then I also do their asset videos and marketing videos as well. So, and then I take the content and I push it across email, social channels, paid ads. In the past, I've done TV and billboards in Times Square. But I'm focused more mainly now on digital content, right? And so what is a brand identity, right? So I think for you guys, right, it's taking the elements, right, between like your logo, your messaging, the values, what you stand for, right, putting it all together, right, and making sure that you sort of stand out, right? It should reflect your expertise, the style, right? Everyone has a different kinds of style. Some are more luxury, some are more laid back, some are, going for the adventurous people, some are Disney specialists, right? So it's really personalized to you, right? And it's how you want to show up for the people that you serve, right? Which are your clients, right? So when they see you, they can easily identify you and say, hey, that's a post from James, that's a post from Charmaine, that's a post from Vanessa or Tracy, right? Um, why is this important? A strong brand identity helps build trust. It attracts ideal clients and creates a memorable impression that keeps your clients coming back, right? So not only is it important for acquisition, it's important for retention, right? In a crowded market, it allows you to stand out by clearly communicating your unique value and expertise, making it easier for clients to choose them over competitors, right? Additionally, a consistent and recognizable brand fosters loyalty, encouraging repeat business and positive word of mouth referrals, which essentially is, hey, if you see an ad or you see a post, right? A client that you have that has just come back from vacation, they might see that and immediately say, hey, I'd like to book that. So it's not just people that know you. You think like oh, I'm trying to attract people that don't know me, right? Most people, if you can make your clients your cheerleaders, they will come back and they will give you repeat business. And that's what we see time and time again. So what elements make up a brand identity? Let's go through some of them. Of course, you guys know logo is important, right? When you think about brand identity, the first thing most of you guys would probably think about is a logo, which is super important. It's the symbol that reps the brand. And then you have your color palette. So what colors speak to you? What colors speak to the people that you're trying to attract, which is just as important. Typography, super important too, not as important as color palette, but font style, how you show up in your fonts. Are they bold? Are they thin? Right? You'll see usually luxury brands have a refined, thinner font. Um, if you're like maybe a mountain climber, you'll have a bolder font. Like if you're curating big travel adventures or adventures in rock climbing, the font might be a little bolder. Um, Imagery and visual style. So this is a consistent way of how you post your images. So some images you might be using close up, they might be wide mountainous shots where they're huge landscapes. And something that most people don't think about, which is super important, is your proposition, your mission, and your values. These are your statements that represent your brand. Why is this important? Your proposition is not an outward thing, it's an inward thing. It's if you spoke to 10 people about yourself, right? They might say, oh, she's hilarious or reliable or super serious or always yelling, right? So your proposition is sort of formed by the people that you serve and the people you help, right? What is your strength, right? Um, Accountability, transparency, relatability, right? These are all things that you can include in there. Your mission is why what do you want to do on a day to day? What is your outward goal to help people, right? What is the mission? So the proposition is more inward, mission is more outward. And the values, right? These are your core values. A brand with you guys as a travel advisors and you guys having what we call like micro businesses, a lot of your values are represented by the brand. You might have bigger brands, right? You might have a brand that sells Make America Great hats, right? They said, hey, this is a great business. And the Donald Trump's back in office. We're gonna sell Make America Great Again hats because it's a super good business. But they might be Democrats. They might have a complete different view of politics, but they know that the values and how they represent the brand need to align with their customer, not with themselves, right? But with you guys, it's more toward what represents you. How do you feel? How do you show up with people, right? So those values could be super important. And I'll give you some examples with Just Adventures, right? So here's our logo, Just Adventures Host Agency logo, right? You'll see that we incorporate our colors. You see from our previous logo for Just Adventures, the prime, the parent company, we brought over that plane kind of swooping off, right? So that it's kind of relatable. So if they saw this now, they would say, oh, wow, they started a new company, right? But it's not too far from their existing. Our tagline, turn your passion for travel into profit. Very simple, straightforward. So when people are reading that, we are appealing to people that love travel, that may have not traveled but are considering travel, and they see profit. They're saying, okay, so I can travel and make money, right? Straightforward. Proposition, award-winning host agency. We want to identify that we've been around for a little bit. We have some acknowledgement. And empowering, educating, and supporting new and experienced travel advisors. So without using a lot of words, you can kind of tell what this company is all about. And so that's super important, right? It's trying to use less words to describe the brand because people's attention spans and how they look at things and how they browse things, they don't have time to read through long descriptions, right? You could have a long description about your business, and I think that that's important. But I think if you can, I used to love Twitter because Twitter You had a short amount of characters to get out your message. You wanted to talk about your day, you couldn't just go on forever, right? You have to do it in 30 characters or less. And so like if you're thinking about your brand, think about how can I refine my message and talk to my customers and say who I am in a short period of time. And if we look at some of the color palettes, these are the oranges are like the primary colors. These are the ones that kind of you see that kind of very identifiable. And then we have secondary and tertiary colors. And these colors are used to complement it, right? So that you don't be so that Just Adventures is not always orange, this bright orange, because then there'll be no contrast, right? And I think contrast is super important with the brand too, because it's an aesthetic. And we're going to take a look at that on the next page on how these work together, right? So these are some images that we posted on our Instagram. And we are targeting people with these ads, right? So you can see mom makes great travel advisors. Moms make great travel advisors, right? Um, a big portion of our travel members and the people that sign up for us are women of color, right? So we know that we want to double down and appeal to them. And we also know that they are parents and they are either running a household, they're empty nesters, but they are parents, whether their kids are living with them or not. So this image will appeal to one of them. So if they were to discover this and see that that might be attractive to them. Let's look at the blue image at the top, right? This breaks up the page. You can see the blue image really breaks up the page immediately, and it works well with the orange. So 2025 is set to be the year of the travel maximizer. So, what that means is that, wow, the industry, this is a year for traveling again, right? The pandemic slowed everything down. Everything is kind of moving again. And so when you look at this, you're thinking, okay, wow, people that want to adventure, they want to get out. They don't necessarily need to go to, a beach or an island. They may want to discover Colorado or somewhere nearby, but people want to travel. And that's great for people that want to get into this business because it gives them an incentive to want to do this. And Caroline, Miss Cullen, who actually used to be my kindergarten teacher, which I just discovered years ago. She was my kindergarten teacher. She was one of my first teachers in school, is now an agent with Just Adventures, right? Full circle kind of moment, which is amazing. And we decided to feature her recently, right? So if you look at the oranges, we break up our orange brands in there and we highlight our agents. Why are we doing this? Because if somebody's coming on here and if we go back and we look at what we represent, award-winning host agency empowering, educating, supporting new and experienced travel advisors. So empowering, right? Supporting. This image represents it. We're giving them a platform to talk about their travel business on our platform. So all of that great media and money we've spent promoting our page, we want to make sure that our agents are getting some of that spotlight too. And Caroline's performing really well. She's at almost $500,000 this year, I think, right? In business, I think. Was it 500,000? Or maybe it's 250,000. But it's still very good. She's doing really good. And so we want to support agents. So guys, if we reached out to you on Facebook before too, you're interested in spotlighting yourself and your business on our page, we're here to help. That's why we exist, right? So please reach out to me and we'll figure out how to get you on our page and spotlight you. I also want to do maybe some Instagram lives this year coming up and highlight you guys because I feel video is so important. Images are great. Images are better than text. So if they say pictures are worth 1,000 words, video's worth 1,000,000, right? In my opinion. So trying to get you guys on video and showcasing your faces, I think will be relatable and give you some visibility and some transparency with potential clients. Let's look at another image, right? Benefits of remote and flexible work, right? And then we called out some things, right? Family commitments. People want to spend more time with their families. That's why they work from home. I want to see my kid grow up. Reducing commute stress. We know, I mean, I live in New York City and I've taken the train probably maybe 3 times in the last 10 years. I used to take the train all the time, but usually now I drive in and stuff. Why? Because it's stressful, right? We see what's happening in the news and stuff. And so if people can work from home and not have to get up, take the train, wait for the train, and they can, make income from coming from home, they're going to find other ways to do that. And, like we said, work-life balance, right? Spending the time with your family, going out, traveling, and still being able to make profit, right? So this graphic, again, this graphic appeals to people that are trying to maybe consider a career in travel or consider working from home. So if they were already thinking about working from home, then they can say, oh, wow, a travel agency, a travel advisor could be one thing that I can do. Again, identifying your travel business niche, right? So these are little call outs that we do to give like little helpful advice. And we're appealing to agents. So we're appealing to people that are currently working as travel advisors, giving them some helpful tips, but we're also appealing to people that may be considering a career in travel. And we're using our brand colors, as you can see from our other page, right into this. And this is very useful. It saves you guys a lot of time. When you're working with programs like Canva, which I highly recommend for you guys, it's the colors that make up your brand, not only help you to make people easy to discover you, it helps you build your content because you have a base for your colors and stuff. You're not thinking about what colors to choose. It's like when somebody, these billionaires wake up, they go into their closet, they have the same wardrobe day in and day out. Why? Because it saves them so much time on trying to think about what to wear and they can go straight to work. It's the same thing with your brand identity, right? If you have a turnkey color palette and you have images that kind of represent the brand, it's easy to kind of repurpose them and reuse them, and so it saves you a lot of time and thought process of, hey, what content do I need to post? So coming up like a brand identity and coming up like a 6, 7 page book that's going to help you to say, hey, this is how I show up. And then when you guys are being successful, which I know that you guys are all leaning toward 2025 being your best year, you might at the end of the year want to hire someone like me or someone like a social media person, right? And you want to give them, hey guys, this is our guy, this is who we are, here's our mission, here's our values, here's our colors, and give them a jumping off point. So that's some of the reasons why you do it. So I'm going to give you a couple of helpful tips as travel advisors for building a simple and effective brand identity. Number one, I'm sure Samantha and Deborah have told you this before, define your niche, right? Focus on what makes you unique, whether it's luxury travel, adventure trips, or family vacations. Narrowing your specialty helps you stand out and connect with your ideal client. Keep it consistent. Choose a logo, a color palette, and fonts that represent your style and stick with them across all your marketing materials, websites, social media, business cards, etc. Consistency builds recognition and trust. I have a client, I don't know if you guys are here in New York or some of you guys are here in New York, personal injury attorney. I started a popular law firm who they're not really together anymore, Celino and Barnes. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. Um, when they were breaking up, they sold off some of their contracts with their billboards, and I acquired some of them. And I started running one of my new clients, Specter and Associates. You've probably seen them on radio or TV, or you've seen their billboards, you've seen them on bus stops around town. So one of the things is they were getting ready to build a fleet of like 15, 16 cars to help pick up their clients, people that might have gotten an injury and they couldn't travel on their own, right? So one of their appeal is, hey, we'll come get you. And now they have these cars driving around, which is great for marketing because you have their faces plastered all over the cars. So they're showing up on billboards, they're showing up on bus stops, they're showing up in their vehicles, they're showing up on radio ads, they're showing up on TV. So they're across these multi-screens, what we call omni-channel, right? They're showing up on all of these channels and businesses. And sometimes they send me stuff and it's not consistent with the color palette. It looks completely different. So you're being counterproductive and you're sort of wasting your money. If your goal is to be simply and easily identifiable, right? You want to make sure that you have a, a consistency with your brand so that when people see it, all of that effort that you're putting into paying for all of those platforms, people know that brand and see it immediately and say, oh, I know that brand, right? You think TD Bank, you think this green color, you think Chase, you think blue, you think Wells Fargo, you think red, you think Coca-Cola, you think red. You're immediately identifying a color and an image when I tell you those brands, right? So it's the same thing for you guys. We're just on a local level, right? But it's the same concept. Show your personality. I think this is super important. Your brand should reflect who you are. Use a tone and messaging that feels authentic to you, whether it's friendly, professional, adventurous, or relaxed, so clients feel a personal connection. So an example of that is how you maybe answer your email or you answer your phone, right? You might say, how can I help you go on an adventure today? Or what fabulous place can I send you to today, right? You might say, hey, you might say hi, you might say, what's up? You might say, yo, right? It depends on who you're talking to and depends on your audience, right? Um, Someone that's doing Disney travel might say, I look forward to sending you on a magical adventure, and so you might use words like that. So your tone, how professional or friendly you are, that's a part of your brand. So not just a visual, but just verbal is super important too. And you'll hear it sometimes when people answer their phones or how they greet you on like a calling. That's all part of a brand, right? Um, so super important. Create a memorable tagline. Develop a short, catchy phrase that encapsulates your unique approach or promise to clients. This helps clarify what you offer and leaves a lasting impression. So we talked about taglines. So think about something um, that might like appeal to the people that you're trying to attract. And think of it as the words to your image, right? So what words represent me? What group of words, what combination of words represent me? And what appeals to the people that I'm trying to attract, which we call it, your target audience. Focus on client experience. Your brand identity isn't just about visuals. It's also about the experience you create for your clients. Make sure your service, communication, and overall approach aligns with the promise your brand makes. Super important. If you go ahead and create a brand book and your core values are, transparency and trust, right? And dedication, and you're not calling your clients back and you're adding all of these hidden fees, right? That's not appealing and that's not aligned with your values, right? So if you're going to put out a mission statement and you're going to put out these values, make sure you're always looking back and saying, does this align with our values, right? Sam and I will look at our marketing and we're saying, okay, does this align with what we're trying to do, right? We're talking about this year about how to be more of an asset to you guys, right? Which is a perfect example of tonight. This is one of many. We're going to try to do this quarterly, and I'm going to try to do one-on-ones with you guys. The goal is to give you as much firepower to be successful. And it aligns with a lot of stuff. How you structure your business, how you handle, intaking your commission, how you show up on social media, um, creating trips. You a lot of times you might feel, oh, how do I create a trip? How do I create something that's priced well? And how do I choose where do I do this if I'm going to organize a group trip? Well, we are organizing a bunch of group trips, and some of you guys already seen it. We create flyers for you, and so you're selling something that's already put together, and it's giving you a jumping off point, right? So for us, it's all about serving you. So when we think about how we show up, it's like, okay, content. Well, how do we do more content that's featuring our agents? right? Because that's part of our mission. That's part of our proposition. So with that, I'm going to also give you guys a copy of this. I'm going to make it available for you guys just so that you guys can go back and absorb it and think about 2025. But what I'd like you to do, um, so we're all using AI now in marketing. You guys may or may not have heard of ChatGPT, but it's a very useful tool. It's going to help you when you ask it a command. Let's just say, help me create a song to attract a girl I'm trying to reach out to, right? It's going to help you create a love song, and you say, hey, I want you to include her name in it, and I want to include like the first time we met. It will create a love song based on that, right? And that's just one use of it. ChatGPT, I use it all the time with copy when I'm trying to build out copy, and I'll actually insert in my brand persona things that are unique to my brand, and it will take that data and information and compose like content and copy that is aligned with that, right? So ChatGPT, it's free. So what I'd like you to do is kind of explore ChatGPT, and I'd like you to give it a command. And I'm going to give you guys this document so you can do it. But I want you to put in there, I am a professional travel advisor seeking to build a stronger brand, and I'd like you to help me create a brand identity for my company using the following information. And what I'd like you to do, type your name of your company, type what you specialize in, describe your ideal client, the type of clients you're trying to attract, age range, desires to what type of travel, are they luxury, are they adventures, type all that information, include anything unique about your approach to helping the clients, right? You might say, I give white glove service. You might say, we use technology and storytelling to help our clients, right? Maybe some of you guys are influencers. So you go around and you go to these places and you take these great videos, and you're going to be able to go to our page and look at all of these hotels firsthand from my first experience. That's my advantage, right? Um, that's appealing. And then type your three strongest personality traits, right? Maybe you're approachable, maybe you're fun, maybe you're friendly, maybe you're serious, maybe you're um, super tech savvy, right? Use that and then enter it. And I guarantee you're going to be amazed at what comes back out. It's going to give you color palette suggestions. It's going to give you mission statement. It's going to give you a lot of the things that we talked about today in about 5 seconds. I guarantee you. I promise you not. It is going to give you something that you're going to be like, wow, right? And the more information that you give it that's unique to you, the better response it's going to have. And don't feel free if you listen, if the first time it says, oh, this doesn't sound like me, say, hey, this doesn't sound like me. I am a little bit more adventurous than this sounds. And then we'll rewrite another response in 5 seconds with a whole new brand book for you and a whole new brand vision, right? So that alone is going to help you guys to formulate a 2025 brand identity for yourself if you don't have one. And if you do have one, it will help you refine it and make it better, right? And you can use that information now when you're thinking about your content that you want to post, how you want to show up. And of course, you guys, Just Adventures, we're all about empowering our agents, right, with information and tools that they need to succeed in the travel industry. If you need help or you have questions regarding your marketing, branding, communication, or advertising, I told you that you can set up a 30-minute call with me, a phone call, just to talk to me or tell me how you thought about ChatGPT. If you want to run like maybe a platform by me by Canva, or what we suggest to help you build some of those images that you saw in this presentation today, feel free to give me a call. The link is going to be there to the Calendly. I'm going to put it into this presentation. It's also going to be in the footer of my email. I'm also going to post it in our Facebook group, and that way you guys can be able to communicate with me. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the presentation. That's the end of the presentation. But I do want to hear if you guys have any questions. For about like 10 minutes or so, I'll be able to answer some questions, or if you have any thoughts that you wanted to add to the group, any information you want to share to the group, I'll be happy to let you have the platform too to do that. Let's see. Let me see what's in the chat. Deborah says, "Don't say yo." Listen, some people appeal to that. I mean, you know, if you're, it depends on your group or you're appealing to. I've listen, I'm not a by default a Carnival cruise person. I'm more of um river cruise person. And if you're talking to somebody, sometimes um saying yo in your ad, not necessarily like how you speak to people, but it might just be appealing, right? And there's other examples like what's up. And so there's so many ways to greet people, but it should be unique to your style and to your brand.
I do not appreciate the carnival slander, because I am a carnival cruise person. Okay, so don't pay him any mind when he talks about carnival, guys.
Ditto.
We have this daily argument because I am a carnival like lover and he is not.
Phil,
But
you're
no.
sleeping on the couch tonight.
Listen, we're doing a fantastic Carnival cruise. As you guys know, we're doing a group trip. I think it's great because when we went on the last Carnival cruise, we were able to meet in the library. And before we went off and did our adventures around the Caribbean, we'd meet there and we talk and stuff. And there's something cool about being in the big ship. I mean, the good thing about being in the big ship is you don't feel it that much. But I'm a person that gets like claustrophobic. I like space. I like big ceilings and leg room and stuff. So, the idea of waiting on lines and just having a lot of people in a pool, it doesn't appeal to me, but it does appeal to a large audience. That's why they're so successful, right? And people that appeal to Carnival Cruise are not going to see ads for a river cruise because they're not going to spend money trying to convert somebody like me that likes river cruises into going on Carnival. They're going to appeal to the people that have been on Carnival trips, that are looking for value in terms of cost, that are looking for, quick buffet meals. So the buffet people, that appeals to them. And so that's super important in understanding, your brand and who your target audience is. So I see Charmaine's laughing at it. That's funny. Did
No,
anybody have questions?
yeah, this was a great presentation. I don't really have a question, but I think you know, I just want to kind of reiterate what you were saying. A lot of people don't think about this kind of thing when they're dealing with their business, right? Even us, we're 7 years in to the host agency and we're just now doing this, right?
Yeah.
So as we're learning, we always want to put those tools out there for our agents as well. And I think it's so important to, I always say like knowing how you run your business, right? Knowing from how to set up your business is really something that a lot of people don't talk about in the travel industry. We talk about booking travel, but not, do we need an LLC? What is my office hours? What does my taxes look like? And I think that this is just something else that's very similar, marketing, right? Because a lot of times when we think about marketing and travel, we're thinking about, oh, I have to post on social media. But before you even get to that point, it's what does your company look like? What does it represent? And again, it's something that we're just doing now. And it's great because I think we have like James. Yeah, James is on. He's a brand new agent, right? So it's it's going to be helpful for someone like him who's just putting his company together, um, to have this information, and someone like Melody who's been doing this for years to maybe, fine tune what she's already doing, right? So I really appreciate you took the time to do this because I do think that this is something that no one's really talking about in our industry, like how to do these behind the scene um, company essential things. We're always talking about how to book more travel or supplier trainings or things like that. So this was really, really helpful. And Again, I want to emphasize Phil is at your disposal. Like he charges a lot. And he is here for you guys for free, right? So please, 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 other companies are paying him to have these conversation and he's here for you. Even if it's not something with brand identity, even if it's just like, hey, Phil, I need some marketing ideas for next year. Like he's here for you. So please utilize his services. Yeah, but that's all I have.
Yeah, no,
Hi,
absolutely.
Phil.
And then welcome James too as well. It's great to see new agents on here. I think that there's a culture of support. I see you guys posting on Facebook and I hear Sam hosting you guys all the time. And listen, I think that equipping yourself with different destinations and types of travel and all of the technicalities of being a travel advisor. You spend months doing that. But equally as important, your marketing is also your sales, right? Most people don't cold call anymore and just say, hey, you're looking to travel somewhere. I mean, most of it is marketing or discovery content. And there is sometimes a fear of getting on camera and putting yourself out there, right? But there's a lot of people that need help, need guidance. There's a lot of people that love that type of service, right? They don't feel like technology and AI is just going to take over everything. There's a lot of people that want to speak to somebody and ask them for help, and also just getting valuable content and things that you're posting, right? You might not reach out to somebody. I call it discovery content. Next time you guys go on a fam trip, uh, do a nice video, right? If you're afraid of being on camera, record everything and do a voiceover, right? Um and put together like a little video. Like Instagram has so many great tools with reels and things like that. It's making it super easy. I mean, back in the day, people had to use Photoshop and all this technology. I mean, Canva makes it so easy. I mean, iPhone, you can cut out a picture and stuff super easy. It's the same tools I use to create the stuff that you guys see. Simple to use tools, and that's going to be super important, I think, moving forward. Um, People are tending not to shop online as not to shop in stores and stuff anymore. They're shopping online. They're shopping based on recommendations. I know you guys know anytime you go to a restaurant, anything like that, you're looking at reviews. Well, these reviews are turning into videos now, right? So if you're doing a post on a trip to Jamaica and someone sees that and they see that on your YouTube page, right? People are Googling, Iberostar reviews or whatever, and they see a video of you and they're going to see that video. They're more likely to use you and call you, right? And when you're thinking like your brand identity and your colors, think about something that stands out, right? If you have five people in a room with white shirts and you're a sixth person, you have a red shirt, who do you think they're going to look at first? They're probably going to gravitate to the one wearing red, right? So think about like your colors. Try to have a primary color that's bold and inviting and engaging. And I promise you, like ChatGPT is gonna like change your life in terms of like giving you like a jumping off point with your direction. So definitely do your homework. And if anyone has any questions, I'll be on for another about 5 minutes. In about 8:20.
Hi, Phil. This is Melody. How are you?
Hi, Melody.
So I just wanted to say that I thought this was an excellent presentation,
Oh, thank you.
very succinct. I got a lot out of it.
Great.
And the agent in Just Adventures for about 6 years, I
Mhm.
had a lot of the things, the logo, the
Yeah.
tagline, and all of that.
Mhm.
I feel for me for 2025, I
Mhm.
need to now have someone like you look at it and say, okay, this is good, but you could add such and such.
Yeah.
How is your brand attracting other people to book travel with you?
Yeah.
But I thought tonight was amazing.
No, thank you. I listened to a podcast called the CMO podcast. Um, Jim Stengel, who used to be the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer of Procter and Gamble, he interviews CMOs and brand leaders all the time. And one of the things he always says, and it's very like, it's spread across every interview. It's like start with the customer, start with the consumer. So when you're thinking about your brand, right, think about how it appeals to the people you're trying to attract. You know, don't necessarily make it about you, right? There's things that like um for instance, a good example is if I see you know Carnival Cruise is giving out amazing commissions and I'm able to bring in 30,000 doing group trips. And I'm like, wow, that's appealing. I know personally, I'm not a Carnival Cruise person, but I know that the content and the appeal and the copy and the benefits, I'm going to have to create a brand that shows up online that people say, oh, wow, I want to book his Carnival vacations with them. Even if I never go on one of the Carnival cruises, I know that my audience and the people that I think love them, and so I want to make sure that they feel comfortable and happy about their experience. And that when people are finding me, they're saying, hey, I see that you're a carnival expert just from the content I have. So, what I'd say to you, Melody, is think about uh, the customers that you serve this year, the clients you serve, and what percentage of them are doing what. And that's how you refine your brand proposition. And what are they saying about you? If you look at the last 5 reviews that you had, if there's a consistent tone in terms of like trustworthiness, oh, they were so professional. Professional then becomes one of your core values, right? And so that's what you want to kind of base your brand around. So when you're refining your brand, um, also look at your last year and look at the customers that you help, right? That's a great jumping off point.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. Did anybody else have any questions?
And Mel, don't forget to set up a call with him so that way you can go through like, your logo, your website, all of that stuff. So you can schedule like a 30-minute call as well to have him do that review for you as well.
I
Yes, and I
definitely will
put
do
that,
that this week. Yes.
yeah, I put that into the chat too, the link for that too, guys. And I am going to, Sam, what's the best way to get them a copy of the presentation, the PDF? Does Deb, will
Um,
you do a
yeah, Deb will upload this video to the agent only site. And Deb, if you download it or you have the PDF, can you just send it to Deb and Deb could send it out
yeah,
to
she has it.
oh, Deb has it. Okay, perfect. So Deb, can you send it out to the agent specifically on this call?
Sure can. And what I can do is also put it in the files on the Facebook page.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect. That way they just have access to me. And
Oh,
yeah, who's Kathy? Is that you? Yeah.
yes. Hi.
Hi,
Sorry,
Kathy.
I made a mistake. I said hi, Phil.
Oh, no
But
problem.
my I know you're a great guy. My husband's name is Philip as well.
Oh
So, and
yeah.
he's a
Oh
great
yeah.
guy. And he's a
Great
great
guy. You're so blessed. Congratulations. Married to a dog.
great presentation. Thank
Thank you.
you. Since I've started, it's been more than a little couple of months, more than a year since I've been with Just Adventures, and it really has been quite a blessing being with an organization like this. I'm just learning so much. And Samantha, I'm always thanking you. The meetings that you have are always great and wonderful and dynamic. And this is no different. So thank you for that. But one of the things that Samantha and Deborah always talks about is creating a niche. And
Mhm.
I couldn't think of, I had an idea of what my niche was when I first started. And I still feel the same way. And that is group trips.
Mm.
Any kind of group trip, like group trip as in even if it's a destination wedding, because it's a group of people,
Mhm.
just giving a group trip. And I think that is really my niche, and that is what motivates me. And no matter how tired I am, I keep going back to that niche.
Yeah,
It gets me excited.
yeah.
So I set up an appointment with you for next week
Okay.
to talk to you because in 2025 I would like to create some sort of well, the name of the company is Sweet Joy Travel because I
Mhm.
want to bring joy
I love it.
to my clients.
Mhm.
In that way. And I want to do it, and I've been doing it, if you will, is
Mhm.
making that connection with them from the first moment I talk to them all the way until they leave to get back on the plane to go home and everything in between. So that's the essence of who I am. Um, and bringing joy as well. So,
That's amazing.
um,
Have
I'm
you
sorry.
have you done any? No, I said that's amazing. Have you done any international trips yet?
I have. We went to Cabo, and
Nice.
we're going to be going to Jamaica.
Beautiful.
And so, but the group trips I keep going because it could be, it doesn't matter how stressful it is, it
Hmm.
still gets me up in the morning. It gets me up. Yeah,
I
so
love it.
I'm looking forward to talking to you
Yes, and
next Tuesday.
you have your brand colors and stuff already that you use to appeal to me.
I have it, yes, and I'll show you. I can send a picture to you
Sure.
if you want. I
Yeah,
have it.
I'm gonna punch in my email, guys, again, so you have it.
Okay.
It's just philip@com
Okay.
with two L's.
Hmm.
Just put that in there too, so you can send that to me. Yeah, I'd love to share.
Okay.
Maybe for you, for instance, think about colors. What you can use in ChatGPT. Think about colors uh um that reflect joy, calm, passion.
Hmm.
Seems like you like to guide people,
Hmm.
right? Feel like they're safe and that they have someone reliable to call on. So use colors that
Hmm.
like represent that and evoke that emotion. Um,
Hmm.
that from the beginning they feel like light
Hmm.
blues and lavenders and tan colors, right, evoke like that peace of mind and that calmness, right? So
Hmm.
think about how to use that more and use images that represent calm and relax, because that's one of your assets, right? I like to make people feel calm, joy, and at ease. That's
Hmm.
I would go over to you versus like if I'm someone that's high stressed, I'm gonna call someone like you versus somebody that's um shooting a bunch of information and technology to me and just telling me, uh, just being erratic. But the erratic and stuff could work with some people. Some people have high pace, they're business people, and they need to jump on a call and they're just trying to get it done. They don't want you to calm them down. You don't want them, right? So it's always knowing your audience that
Hmm.
helps you to gather that. So that's great. Yeah, I'd love to see your images and whatever you've been putting out. That'd be great.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Of course. I see Tracy in here. Tracy, what's up? I see Vanessa. Vanessa, what's going on?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
What's going on?
I've already got your book, Phil.
Oh, okay, cool. Of course. Deb, did you
And
have?
Vanessa has been killing the Carnival cruise, so I'm gonna put that out there.
Gar-
Okay,
Thank you,
she's
Vanessa.
been
Well,
Thank
killing
you.
it.
We're
it
gonna.
is a good, I mean, thank goodness I have a kid that's graduating also. So if you guys are looking to have one thing to boost out for next year, highlight anybody that's graduating, high school, maybe college also, but you can say this can be a graduation cruise. That way you can forego any graduation after parties, any graduation gifts. That way, everybody's on the cruise, everybody has a good time, and then your commission comes in as well.
Great advice, great advice, great advice. And how you appeal to, Vanessa's daughter is not how you appeal to a 40-year-old, right?
Correct.
So
Right.
whoever you're trying to attract, that means that you might take the same ad and create 4 different flyers, right? And appeal to different people. Like, what is it about that experience that you think they're going to love, right? It might be that for like a mom and dad, don't leave the ship. Your children are going to have a daycare, so they feel safe. They feel like, the kid's not going to get lost. For the adventurous people, hey, we're going to be stopping off 5 different stops so you can get off and experience the islands, right? So, it even just appealing to multiple audience with one campaign sometimes takes a little tweaking. But yeah, that's a great thing. And to Vanessa's selling cruises, we have there's other trips coming up. And I think Sam spends a lot of time thinking about these trips, going in these places, organizing it. And I think it's a great jumping off point for you guys. If you're not thinking about like, damn, where do I put a trip together? How do I put a trip together? Well, we have some trips that are already organized and we can help you kind of sell that. And I think that's a good jumping off point. Another thing for people just starting out, like people like maybe like James, throw a brand party, right? They'll go to like a local bar or something like that. Use your brand colors and say, hey, this is my kickoff party, right? To introduce James, the travel advisor, right? And so that might be another way to get the word out to people. Do something local with your friends and family and say, hey, listen, I'd love to invite you to my kickoff party. I'm launching this new travel advisor, and I'm gonna give you guys the first drink on me. Try something low cost. Try to make it low cost, but something that's effective, and get your friends and your relatives not only book with you, but to make you your cheerleaders and say, hey, I'm gonna get the word out about you. Hey, here's my cousin. Here's his brand. Um, so that's a great way to start. But
I might steal that idea, actually. That's a good idea.
yeah,
Like,
we
I
can
want
do
to
a
that up.
party. Yeah, of course we can do a party. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to put that on, guys. And then so the next time I come on with you guys, I want to do another presentation. And if you have ideas and things that you're struggling with and that you think that you would like a presentation like this on, let me know. I want to do something on the power of video next, the power of turning on your camera on yourself in the new year. Doing more video content, I think is going to be super important. I think that's where engagement is going. That's what I specialize in right now. That's my focus. I produce a ton of content, commercials, ads, and I record everything. If I'm going to an event, a nonprofit event, or I'm hanging out with my daughter at the zoo, I create reels, and you just learn to exercise and do them on your own. Spend time on your phone. Instagram is a powerful tool. It's free, and you actually have templates in there that you can just drop the content in, and it'll create these ads for you. So, like, I think my next presentation with you guys is going to be on the power of video, and I'll give you some great useful tips and examples with that. And Sam, so I'm going to
Yeah, if does anyone have any final questions or thoughts before we sign off tonight?
Hi, Phil. It's Caroline. How are you?
hi, what's going on, Miss Cullen?
So here's my final thought. So you finally gave me homework, right?
Yeah, I gave you homework. I'm getting you back.
I don't think I gave that much in kindergarten,
No, you
but
didn't.
okay.
No, you
I
didn't.
actually do love ChatGPT though.
Oh, cool. Okay, good.
So we'll have some fun with that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was a great presentation. It gave me a lot to think about.
Absolutely, and I'd love to talk to you more about it and just catch up with you.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I will set up a call for us for
I
sure.
think I think 2025 is going to be a great year, so I'm putting that out to any. I wish you guys all like a lot of tremendous success, and try. I see you traveling the world, Miss Cullen. That's great. It's fantastic. Like travel experiences. It's so funny.
He cannot call you Caroline anymore.
I know.
I know, it's over.
It's over. Like it's over.
I even spoke to your mom the other day and she was like, Miss Cullen. I'm like,
Oh
oh.
yeah, it's
Aw.
but you know, it's definitely I think that if you guys lean on each other in terms of like ideas and thoughts and share things that you found out or things that are useful, share it with one another because I think that there's a lot of room for people to grow. I work with other agencies and digital people and people in my field all the time. I don't believe in like competition for me. I believe in like working together. Hold on, baby. Working together. So you know, lean on each other and share ideas and hopefully we can build a better and bigger culture with Just Adventures where we're working together. You guys are collaborating on videos. That would make my day if I saw you guys collaborating on videos together, working. That's what we're here for, you know. So you guys have a wonderful night. Sam, are we doing a Christmas a holiday game
Game night.
game night? Are we doing is that on our list of things to do this year or we'll see everybody in the new year?
Well, we have one more meeting
Okay.
next week, but it wasn't going to be a party. Let's put a poll out, Deb, and see if people want. I know everybody wanted to do it because I give away money, so of course everybody's going to want to do it. But Deb, put a poll on Facebook, and we can either do a regular. I already know that we don't even need a poll, but we can do a regular. Sorry guys, Eva's here. Frequently asked questions, or we can do a mini game again. And see what everybody says. I already know what everybody's gonna say, but
Sounds good.
okay. Yeah, Daddy's at the ocean. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. So everyone have a great night. Deb, yeah. Post that, Deb, and let's see what we get. Because again, if a lot of people are not gonna be around, that was our main thing too. Like last time we did it, we didn't have as many people as before, so we kind of never did it again. But that was definitely fun when we used to do those Christmas games. So, all right, everyone, have a great night. I will speak to you guys all next week. We'll figure out if we're gonna do a Christmas game night or regular Q&A. And yeah, again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Phil, or Deb at any time, and we're here for you. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.